everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of the Spotlight series, where your host, Lee Grigsby, I get to talk about different products or share different businesses, different ideas, or even talk to people that align with Live All Good coaching. Great episode for you today. We've got two people I'm going to bring on shortly. They are straight from the, shall we say, the Travel Advisory Club or the B&B Travel Advisory Club. Let me bring on Krystal Bates and Michelle Burroughs. Hello, you all. How are you doing? Thank you for being on the Spotlight series.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
Awesome. So let's jump into it, ladies, right? I want to ask you, and I'll bounce it off each one of you. Um, how did you get into health and wellness space, first of all? That's the first question.
For me, it was more jumping into weight loss, and over time, it became wellness. So around 2006, I started focusing on losing weight, and over time, it evolved. And now my focus is more on weight health and wellness.
Gotcha. So just to come, it evolved. The original goal was the weight loss, but as you lost weight, you started seeing other goals to add to your health journey.
So yes, the original focus was being cute. And as I matured and life changed and my body changed, my knowledge changed. What I was learning about fueling my body changed. So my priority switched to overall wellness. It's being cute is okay. I'm good with that. But
I was gonna say, I can I still be mature and cute too? I mean, I think that works.
Yes.
I think that
I
works.
mean, I think we're the examples. Exhibit A and B right here.
I'm A and B. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, you guys. So, Krystal, same question for you. What originally kind of got you into the health and wellness space?
Of course. So for me, I would say through movement. Movement is something that I've always been passionate about. It's something that has brought me joy. I've danced professionally for over 15 years, have taught dance for well over 10 years. And so it used to be about dancing, also looking cute too, because that doesn't hurt. I want to dance and look cute at the same time. So no, but over time, it shifted into wellness because as a dancer, as a mover, my body, it's my instrument. So just like someone would take care of their favorite guitar, you want to be mindful about the things that you put into it, the things that you put on it, the things that you're surrounding it by. You want to make sure it's safe and that it has longevity. So me protecting my instrument is something that got me more into the wellness space. I would say also for a lot of people, I would say in the world during COVID was a big time losing loved ones that were very close. My husband also almost died. We were still engaged during that time, but that kind of spearheaded me getting into sort of like holistic health. And so during that time, we were actually shipping like holistic care packages across the country and we made it to like 30 different states during that time. But I think that also helped to shift me into more of the wellness space, being focused on the things that I'm putting into my body and also wanting to help others do the same.
I love that. So I just want to make sure that our listeners and viewers are picking up on what I'm picking up as well. It's not just it started as individual goals for both of you, right? Whatever that individual goal was, but it evolved not just physically, but it also evolved mentally and emotionally for your health and wellness journey. Both of you mentioned how that evolved, and what's one thing that you can maybe look back at now when your health and wellness journey started that you either continue or you completely let it go because it no longer serves your journey at this point?
First thing that came to mind is how I initially fueled my body, fueling my body with things that I could eat while still having as much sugar as possible, as much added sugar, as much junk food, and still
Eating
losing
the
weight.
toes.
Eating the toes. I don't want to,
I feel attacked. I feel attacked. Eating the
those
toes.
snacks that end with the word toes.
Mm.
If you like it, I'm not going to yuck your yum. And of course, we all have these things that may be considered junk food that we actually love. There's some toes that I enjoy having. However, I just found that nutrition is more important. And as of late, I've been keeping an eye on added sugar instead of trying to cram as much as possible into my body and still lose weight. So more nutrition now
is something that has really evolved for you. And I'm gonna come back to that in a minute because I feel that deeply. Not just that I'm trying to get sponsored by Doritos. I'm kidding. No sponsorship from Doritos. But I do want to come back to that point. Krystal, same thing for you though. Throughout your health and wellness journey, what's something that you could look back on and you either have continued or no longer continue as things have evolved?
Okay, I can answer a little bit of both sides of that coin. I would say something that I more so focus on now is just balance. Trying to create that balance, and I think really being in tune with my body on a daily basis is going to help me find that balance. Like some days, I may crave more veggies. Some days I'm craving, like more iron. So I think just being in tune with like what my body needs at the time, and also when it needs to stop. I have definitely pushed myself
as
to
in
limits.
rest. As in rest? What's that? What is rest?
Rest. I would say yes, absolutely. So balance it. So yes, so not being like overly active, overwhelming myself with tasks and things that I don't really need to prioritize. So just finding that balance of it, but making sure that I prioritize, similar to what Michelle was saying, prioritize nutrition, prioritize movement, prioritizing rest. I'm turning down jobs now because I want my rest. Like that is important to me.
Wait. Can you share that with? I'd love to turn something down because I need the rest, right? Like, how does that work? Share that with me. Share it with
We're all ears on that one.
Right? No. I appreciate that.
Yes.
The word that is really sticking with me, what you guys have talked about, is prioritize, right? The priority was one thing when your journey started. And as you became aware of whether it's new nutrition itself, as you became aware of different trends, maybe they served you, maybe they didn't, but you made sure that you were the priority. Now, what about you may have changed, or the priority about you may have changed over the years. What I wanted to share is very much the same thing, priority, right? I have loved Doritos since I was a little kid. Loved them. I mean, I can remember being 5, 6 years old, going to cousins' birthday parties, and it has to be nacho cheese, by the way. We can't be having all these other flavors. The original nacho cheese, but the bag and the bowl and all that. And so it brings back really good memories, right? That's something as my journey and health and wellness journey has moved forward to this mature and cute stage. But as I've gotten older, I've realized, okay, I can't really eat the Doritos like I want, but what is the urge? And that's the emotional urge, right? It's not that I'm hungry for it, but being able to then dive deeper in how do my emotions and feelings tie into my physical health and wellness journey? Um,
Mhm.
so is that something that you ladies can speak to real quick? How have your feelings and emotions also evolved or tied into your health and wellness journeys?
For me, I'm a little competitive. I love a good challenge, and so sometimes that would show up as, I bet you I can't eat this whole pizza. I bet you I can drink this whole bottle of wine. I love a good challenge, So, but then it's like, okay, on the flip side, how could I use
Well,
that
hold
to
on,
my
hold on.
strength? Just
How
because I can.
how successful were you in those challenges? And
True success.
we're playing around with the word success. That's
I could. I'm not gonna bring up any of the aftermath, but I did it. Okay. I did it. But but also like changing, like you were saying, changing that mindset. Like just because I can doesn't mean that I need to. Yeah, just because I can clear my plate doesn't mean that I always need to. And if I'm tuning in with my body, I'm satisfied enough. So tying in those pieces, and also like how can I use that to my advantage? How can I challenge myself to, okay, incorporate more vegetables? How can I challenge myself to make sure I'm getting enough water in and not just eating a whole pizza? Yeah.
there you go. Like
So
changing that this way. Yeah. Okay. I like it.
yes, let's shift that.
All right,
And
Michelle, how about you?
yeah, for me, I'm an emotional eater. I'm going to say
Mhm.
was,
Mm,
since changing
mhm,
my relationship with sugar, added sugar, in February of 2024, I've noticed that my cravings are almost non existent for
wow.
things that I used to crave in the past. That
Mm,
happened over time.
sure.
With the toes, the snacks, there is some nostalgia connected to it. I remember being a little kid and my dad coming home, and the first thing he would give us was $1. And the
Oh, I was
dollar
thinking.
ended up right down the street at the corner store, and there were chips and probably a drink and penny candies and all of those things. So that
Hmm.
nostalgia, however, as an adult, when I would start consuming junk, sometimes it was for comfort, but sometimes I craved it because it's something that I developed over time. You have a craving for this, like a
Hmm.
baby, right? Once you give them a little taste of something, they want it. So for me, I think it was more of a craving and the shimmy that happened with the crunch or with the sweetness. It was more
Mm,
cravings driven for me.
sure. I get that where and it's a physical craving that also develops, right? So the body wants it, and
Right.
so you give it, and the body's like, cool, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, oh, I want more.
Right.
Oh, okay, cool,
Can
thank you. And yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
I want
Yeah.
to say with the I want more, I want to say and coming pulling in that thought and balance,
Hmm.
what happened to me in February of last year, I was finding that I was a bottomless pit with junk food. And
Yes.
I was wanting more, but there was never satisfaction connected to it. So I realized that that was off balance, which is what moved me to attempt to make some changes.
100%. I'd
Mhm.
love the way you wrap that up because that hit home for me too. I get that.
Mhm.
I do want to shift topics a little bit because as I introduced you, and I should have said travel agency, the B&B travel agency, not travel club, I think I said. Um,
Oh,
but I'd like to touch on rumor has it that you ladies like to travel. Rumor has it. I don't know how true that is. Okay, I do know how true it is, but I'm kind of teasing. But if you could speak to just briefly, how does travel play into your health and wellness journey, if at all?
today I'm joining you all from Kenya. And travel has been a big part of my life since I was a child, from taking family trips, even if they were just, crossing state lines, or just, driving an hour to the mountains, but just getting a different experience. And so I love to absorb like different cultures and just different ways of doing things. I think it's easy to get kind of trapped in a bubble of seeing people do things the way that you're used to. And then in that, it can start to turn into, this is the only way, or this is the best way to do something. And so to challenge that, I like to see how other people are doing things. And in a way, like, I'm also adding that into my wellness journey by seeing how other people around the globe are prioritizing their health and wellness. And then it's also a challenge for me to be able to kind of master this work of of this journey of, me kind of mastering my own health. It's the master work.
Well, and I would also, I would share that while you are traveling, while you are looking at how other people prioritize their health and wellness, they're seeing what you do as well, right? So they're picking up what you're putting down, whether you know it or not, because you're living what you're trying to be, right? And they see that, they feel that. Yeah.
It's an exchange.
Michelle, yeah, yes,
yeah,
an exchange.
It's definitely an exchange, for sure.
Absolutely. Michelle, same thing for you. How has travel played a part in your health and wellness journey, if at all?
So I remember my very first plane ride in May of 1984, I believe, to the Bahamas. And I was in 5th grade. And one thing I remember most about that trip is how happy I felt, how excited I was, my eyes seeing palm trees for the first time, coconut, eating conch for the first time, going to the local market, running on the beach, swimming in the pool. So travel always equaled joy. In terms of the eating, sometimes travel meant no holds barred, whatever you want. Right? Trying the local candy, right? In Italy, you have to have the pastries, the pizza, the pasta. In Morocco, the flatbreads. But like Krystal said, once your mindset changes, you are also learning how to fuel your body in a better way when you observe, okay, the type of pasta the Italians are eating, when you observe, the fresh clementines that are in season, when you observe Mediterranean eating and what that really entails. So I honestly started bringing back with me what I learned from others, how they were feeding themselves and also how they were moving. How they were moving, right? In these walkable cities, exploring. So oftentimes I bring back with me this idea of better living that I observed from others while traveling.
I love that. The idea of better living from what you've learned from your travels. Isn't that what being a global citizen should be about? Right? Yeah, right. This clack the tea. Yeah. But I had to give that some snaps. Absolutely. That's a great thing. So we're going to take another pivot here because you ladies have something to share with the world, if you will. So let me put this up here. I want to tease that. What is this about? Can you briefly, let's talk about this real quick and then we will go to break. So this is what?
Well, Krystal and I have been coaching workshops for quite some time.
Okay.
And have always wanted to create a workshop experience around Cultivating Wellness While Traveling. So
Mm.
we'll be focusing on different aspects of living and how we can bring wellness into traveling. I know you wanted to tease, so I'll let Krystal share a little itty bitty.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, with our former job and the ability to be able to meet each other and co-lead workshops together, I think there's been just a nice synergy that's been created. And the members that have continued to show up, I think they really feel the energy. And I mean, ultimately, it's like we could take this show on the road, yes. And me as an entertainer, I'm like, look, I'm used to this actually. Okay, so we do it one place, and then okay, we can take the show on the road after it's a nice put together package, But I think this is also a way to be able to give like they're not members anymore, but be able to give those that we coach the ability to get to know a little bit more about us. I think there's a little liberation now that we're not under this corporation. I'm just going to put it out there. And I think, that'll allow, that will be able to allow members to, or those that we coach to be able to get to know a little bit more about us. So a little bit more on a deeper level than what you may have gotten when we were under this original umbrella. So
Sure.
A different experience. Yeah.
Well, it seems like it's, yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. Add something. And I am also thinking, as they learn more about us, the hope is that they'll learn more about themselves, that there are takeaways and discoveries where they're learning about themselves. So just like Krystal and I, and of course you too, Lee, we learn, we grow when we're exposed to different communities.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Different places, spaces.
100%.
Of course.
The hope is also that they will leave feeling a little better, inspired, and excited about incorporating wellness into travel.
So why don't we take a break here? Because I think that's a great tease. We're going to give you a little bit more on how to register for those workshops when we come back from the break. Also, I'll be sharing some tips that I've learned, some basic tips for traveling and health and wellness on the go. So stay right there. We'll be right back. Hey, folks, welcome back to the latest episode of the Spotlight series. I am here with the esteemed travel agency, the B&B Travel Agency of Michelle Burroughs and Krystal Bates. Okay, I just spoke that into existence. They're not a travel agency yet, but I hope you guys enjoyed the first segment where you got to know them a little bit, got to hear about their health and wellness journeys and how travel has played a part in that. I want to tease something here. I'm going to share a link with you guys. Before we went to break, we showed that they have a workshop series coming up. This is the link. If you look at the bottom, and I will read it out loud, but the link here, buymeacoffee.com/takingback Tuesdays/E/480257. That is how you register for the workshops. It will be shared again at the end of the show. Ladies, thank you for a great first segment. When we get into a little something different, we're going to share my tips that I've learned, some basic tips. But let's have a conversation around that, shall we?
Sure.
Absolutely.
All right, let's go. So the health and wellness tips on the go that I'd like to share. First one, or I'm sorry, this is the top 3 tips. Sorry about that. But while continuing your health journey while away from home, all right? I have a different perspective on some things. My first tip is stay hydrated. Why do I say stay hydrated? Water is one of the most essential things for our health journey, right? But if you fly to places, or if you are, depending on what region you're in, elevation. I learned this when I went to the Grand Canyon. Elevation is completely different, just different climate. So hydration helps regulate things physically, helps regulate things mentally. Ladies, how do you feel about hydration? Oh, sorry. Michelle, first, how do you feel about hydration?
Listen.
Krystal, Michelle, go ahead. How do you feel about hydration?
Listen, self-proclaimed queen of hydration.
Okay.
I don't play about hydration. I've heard it referred to as an internal shower. And my husband will tell you, I don't play about water. I know the benefits for brain, skin, digestive function, etc. So I say water, but hydration in general, even hydrating fruits and vegetables. So queen of hydration.
Coconut water. Go ahead.
Yes.
Krystal, go ahead. How do you feel about
queen
hydration?
Of hydration. Okay, I think I might be in the royal court too, though. No, hydration is super important. I know I mentioned earlier in the segment about dancing professionally and needing to fuel my body with things that will help to keep me going. So hydration is one of those things. As my body's like depleting with energy and sweat, I need to rebalance it, make sure I'm pouring that back into my body. And I also think similar to what Coach Michelle, what Michelle has said earlier, but also hydrating with with produce, So I love getting my fresh coconut water delivered to the door. I love eating being able to go get a big old watermelon, adding cucumbers or mint leaves, to the water just to add, we're also really big into teas. So just making sure we're staying hydrated in a lot of different ways. So herbs, different herbs and different produce to add to the water, but also just, make sure I'm eating things that are going to hydrate me has been super important, especially, as a mover.
I got one question for the both of you. Sparkling or non-sparkling? Anyone can answer first.
Oh, okay, so
queen of hydration.
It's one simple question, but if you know me, it's not simple. Okay. On the regular flat water room temp, on the regular, that's my go-to. However, I love a Perrier, okay, with lemon. I especially love sparkling water when I'm in Italy because it is just the norm and it's very inexpensive to buy it by the liter, like 59 cents or something for a liter, or so that's my answer.
I love it. I love wrapping in the travel with the hydration, with the. I love it. All right, let's go ahead and move on to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is find fun and enjoyable movement. I share this because I'm a gym guy, right? The gym is my happy place. Although there are other ways that I do enjoy getting my movement and activity in. But the gym mentally clears things out for me. I call it clanging and banging because the weights don't care, right? The weights don't judge, the weights don't care at all. I also want to share, since we're talking about travel and health and wellness, there was a time period where for 1 year, all my travel revolved around registered events. I registered for 10 different events, ranging from triathlon to half marathons, different obstacle course races. I believe the year was
Nice.
2019. And I did all that between March and September. So not even over the full 12 months. But that was what I wanted to do then. Now, do I have a want to do that now? No, not 10 registered events, but it evolves, and those things were fun to me, right? And the people I got to meet. So that's what I mean by find movement that's fun and enjoyable. I've even booked hotels that had workout equipment in the room. That's
Wow.
I'm just saying that's my thing. That's what I like. That's what I like. I've also booked hotels that are within walking distance of a gym that they've had. If I'm there at the hotel for 30 days, I've traveled for work, by the way, that the hotel or the gym is free for the 30 days while I'm staying at the hotel. Oh, well, then I'm taking advantage of those gym days, right? So you guys think I could be a travel agent for B&B Travel Agency? By the way, I'm just throwing it out there. Just curious.
We can schedule you an interview.
Okay. All right. You're on.
We'll have our people talk to your people.
Sounds good. So I'll look at the calendar, see when my people are free to talk. Yeah. Absolutely. Cool. Let's move on to tip number 3 then. Tip number 3. Take a break. Take a break. If you are on the go, if you are out and about, or if you're on a active vacation, I think it's important to actually take a break and rest, right? Krystal mentioned this in the first segment, that finding that balance of resting. So that's what I mean by take a break, right? Sometimes there are people who can pack a huge itinerary while they're traveling. If it's for personal, sometimes work, you don't have a choice. But if it's personal, maybe schedule some breaks in there. Ladies, how do you all feel about taking a break while you're traveling on the go? Does that fit with health and wellness while you're traveling?
You go first, Krystal.
Okay. It 1000% fits in the health and wellness while traveling category. It's super important. I think the older I've gotten, the more when I plan trips, I start to schedule those rest days on the front and the back end of the trip now. It's like, okay, so okay, we're meeting for the weekend. Okay, cool. I'm going to pull up probably like Wednesday and then stay till the following Wednesday just so I can have, those front and back end rest days. But no, I think it's super important. I know our bodies naturally crave routine. And so traveling is something that can throw off your routine. And so it really puts you to the test, and you have to rely on listening to your body when it's tired. Yes, if you're tired, give your body that rest. So that in the moment,
your friend.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I think it's a little of both, that in the moment, listening to the body, but also scheduling ahead, like planning ahead for, when you're going to be able to get that rest and not overwhelming yourself with too much.
Absolutely.
And it's funny because when Krystal and I did our workshops on Tuesday evenings, we would call it Take a Nap Tuesday because we were so pleased if we got to take a nap on Tuesday before our 3 back-to-back workshops. And sleep is like one of my challenges. However, when I'm traveling, I'm amazed. On a cruise, I'm back in the cabin no later than 9 and sleeping until maybe 9 a.m. the next day. So I look forward to getting that rest. And then I come back home and say, oh, I should try it home. And it doesn't really work. But resting is so key. Back in the day, going to Disney parks, my friend and I, my girlfriend Cheryl and I would have the whole agenda plan here, then here, then here, then here, then here. Now when my husband and I travel, we wake up and we show up when we show up. So listening to your body as opposed to feeling so rushed and needing to be everywhere all of the time.
Absolutely. It makes me think of the whole 10,000 steps thing. Sometimes my goal is 1,000 steps. That means I'm not moving. That means I'm resting. Yes.
Wait, whoa. Listen, I'm feeling like Luther Vandross. But 1,000 steps.
Hey, I have had a goal on days to not go over 1,000 steps. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's real.
That's
real.
I have achieved it on several times.
You have?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know, yes, I'm on the go frequently.
Yeah, I don't really believe you, but if you say so.
It is a challenge, and it happens maybe 2-3 times out of the month where I get the chance to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that. I mean, maybe when I had the flu.
Oh no, this is when I'm healthy. This is not my sickness. Oh no.
I want to be like you.
Believe me, it's fantastic. I'll look at I have a Garmin watch, and I'll look at my steps, and depending on the time of day, I'm like, ooh, I'm at 500. I can't move. Can't gotta stay here. I don't want to go. I got how many more hours? Yeah, it's a real thing.
I appreciate that because one thing I'm doing is trying to learn how to slow down and rest. So I do appreciate you intentionally slowing down.
It doesn't happen often, but yes, and also sleep is that final frontier.
We need receipts.
Yeah, we need
receipts.
You know what? I'm gonna have to rescind my want to be with the B&B travel agency.
Yeah,
I'm not so sure I'm gonna fit in at that.
I don't know. No, we need receipts.
Yeah.
And listen, and Krystal, he didn't tell us is when his Garmin wasn't charged.
Oh, right.
No, but that's
right.
No, but that is right. That's important though. That is important because most of us think about moving all the time, moving more. However, it's a mindset shift to think about moving less, restoring, refueling, and getting what you need. You really have to think about that. So goals on goals.
Moving with intention.
Yeah.
Intention.
For sure.
I got a bonus tip for you guys. Oh, I got a bonus tip for you guys. For some of you who travel and enjoy the culture of where you're traveling. That's not just the people. It's not just the environment. It also includes the food. So my bonus tip is enjoy the food, right? Now, what do I mean by enjoy the food? That looks different for everybody. On a cruise, enjoy the cuisine, but you all have talked about it fueling your body. Nutrition, right? It doesn't mean you have to ignore all nutrition. That is one way that has helped me in traveling, whether it's been for work, whether it's been for personal reasons. I remember a work trip to Bermuda. Yes, that's a thing. I did have to spend 6 weeks in Bermuda working, but I know, tough life. But while we did boot camp every morning before we started work, we also were intentional with eating what was being provided for us, right? So I loved the different cuisine, went into downtown Hamilton, had some different beers, enjoy the food, right? That's how you also learn about the people who live there, not just the tourist options. Enjoy the food. Ladies, anything you'd like to share or add about that tip, Krystal or Michelle? Anything about enjoying the food?
both of us want to.
But Michelle, you first.
I know.
I loved your recent post on your Instagram page about that, the food that you enjoyed, presentation, and just looking at it. Listen, I was all in. And wherever I go, I want to enjoy the food. We're going to be talking about how we travel and still focus on wellness and enjoy the food. That's going to be week two of our workshop. Week 2, we dive into food. And I mean, listen, I'm not supposed to be singing on this, but food, glorious food. I'm telling you, I couldn't help myself. All right, Krystal, I'm going to hold back. I'm holding back.
And real quick, Krystal, but before you jump in, you guys, I'm sharing the link at the bottom of the screen. That is how you register for their workshops coming up. I will share another slide. Krystal, go ahead. Your turn.
Of course.
How you feel about
enjoying the food is so important. I'll never forget, my mom would tell me that as a baby, I used to dance when I ate. Like when the food was good, I would give it a little dance when I ate food. And to this day, I still do that. When the food is really good, I do a little dance, and I'm like, yes, I deserve that. I'm also my husband and I are both plant-based. We've been for probably the past 7 years. My husband probably for like 10 years. And I know people think that because I'm not eating meat or dairy that I'm missing out on flavors. But I think now that the longer that I've kind of stayed away from eating meat, I'm like, actually, I'm really get to appreciate and indulge in like natural flavors. And I'm like, there is a myth that people think that healthy food means that there's no flavor. That is so not true. So yes, I love flavorful food. I love to indulge in it. I love to dance when I eat it. It is important to me when I travel.
I almost think you guys were meant to do workshops together. The singing, dancing, traveling. Let's share the graphic again about the workshop. Man, I think you guys have wonderful workshops to offer with health and wellness, with traveling. Let me throw the link up also. Let me see how this is going to work while we have this on the screen. So this is the link, you guys, to register at it's buymeacoffee.com/taking-back-tuesdays/E/480257. That is the link to register. I know the first one is coming up in a few days. Make sure you get that link. This is Cultivating Wellness While Traveling. Ladies, is there anything, as we close, any final thoughts you would like to add about your health and wellness journey, about your upcoming workshop? Final thoughts. And Krystal, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so just don't miss out on this experience. It is going to be something special. Yes, this is not something that we haven't done before. So we're bringing in our experience, but we're also looking forward to, letting loose a little bit while we get to, like Michelle said, have it be a reflection of you and have you get to learn a little bit more about yourselves. I know that Michelle and I both do different things outside of, coaching workshops. So I'm also a movement coach, and I have a movement wellness brand called Movement Medicine, because movement is medicine. And so I'm also excited to dive into movement and how that plays a big role in your wellness journey, and especially while traveling. So it is going to be special. Do not miss out.
Link at the bottom, y'all. Link at the bottom. Go ahead, Michelle.
Yay. So I am just super excited. I'm super excited, bursting at the seams. It's something that we are passionate about. We know there's a need for this conversation, presentation style, real, fun, but you're going to get the professor piece coming through as well. So we're really looking forward to this. I hope you are able to make it. You can find me on Instagram, Taking Back Tuesdays, That's the platform I'm using now. And I know, Krystal, you are Krystal.moves, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll be
Yes.
posting more there. But thank you so much, Lee, for allowing us to spend this time with you and have this conversation.
Thank
We're so
you.
grateful.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
It
Thank you.
falls very much in line and aligns with what Live All Good coaching is about.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all's time being on this episode today. Just in case y'all were wondering, you can find the Spotlight series. All the episodes are on, that's our YouTube page. You can also go to Spotify, look up the Live All Good podcast, and look for a Spotlight series. I've appreciated time with you all. Make sure I'm going to put the link up one more time. Make sure you register for the workshop, you all. It's buymeacoffee.com/taking back Tuesdays/E/480257. All right. Until the next time when we bring the B&B travel agency back to you, this is Lee for Spotlight Series signing off.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.